Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for Chapter 1 History Part 2 The French Revolution. In this video we are going to discuss about a growing of middle class, the outbreak of French Revolution, France becomes a constitutional monarchy, and reading of political symbols. So these are some of the topics which we are going to discuss in this video. So our first topic is a growing middle class envisages an end to privileges. As we already know, in the past, peasants and workers had participated in revolts which was against increasing taxes and food scarcity. But they were lacking in the means and programs which bring a change in the social and economic order. Now this responsibility was left for the third state, and third state became prosperous till now. Also they were having access to education, and because of that they were having new ideas. Also by 18th century the emergence of social groups were there. The middle class turned, they earned wealth by expanding their trade. Also they were manufacturing the goods like wool and silk, and these were either exported or they were bought by the richer members of the society. So like this, the third state was becoming prosperous. Now the third state was having merchants and manufacturers. Also they were having the lawyers or administrative officials. And all of these were educated, and they believed that no group in the society should be privileged by birth, but a person should be privileged as per his merit. So these ideas were coming in the society, which was based on the freedom and equal laws and opportunities for all. Now these ideas were put forward by philosophers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau. The John Locke sought to refute the doctrine of the divine and absolute right of the monarch. Now Rousseau carried the idea forward, proposing a form of government which should be based on social contract between people and their representative. The Montesquieu proposed a division of power within the government in between the legislative, the executive and the judiciary. Now this model of government was put into force in USA. Now, after the 13 colonies declared their independence from Britain, after that the USA adopted the proposed government. Now these ideas which were coming from the philosophers were discussed intensively in saloons, coffee houses, and like this it was spread among people through books and newspapers. Now these ideas also were frequently read aloud in groups for those people who were not able to read and write. Also, there was a news that Louis XVI has planned to impose the further taxes so that he can meet the expenses of the state. Now, this news generated anger and protest against the system of privileges. And also already there was idea going on for the equal rights and opportunities. Now, because of the empty treasury and lot of debt on the state, and with the high interest, the Louis XVI had to increase the taxes on the citizens. But in France, the monarch was not having the power to impose taxes according to his will. If he need to impose any tax, he had to call a meeting of state generals. Now, state generals will pass the proposals of the taxes. State general was a political body. In this, there were representatives sent by all the three states: clergy, nobles, and the third state. Monarch was having the right. He was having right to call the meeting, but he was not having right to impose the tax according to his will. The tax would be passed through the states general, which was having the representatives of all three bodies. Now, this kind of meeting was last held on in 1614. On 5th May 1789, Louis XVI called an assembly of state generals to pass the proposal of taxes, and the venue was hall in the Versailles. Now, the first and second state sent 300 representatives each. That means 300 representatives from clergy and 300 representatives from nobles. Now, they were sitting in the rows facing each other on two sides. 600 members were sent from the third state. Also, the third state was represented by its more prosperous and educated members. Peasant, artisan, and women were denied entry to the assembly. But their grievances and demands were listed in some 40,000 letters, which was with the representatives. Now, earlier what was happening in the state general's meeting, when the voting was conducted, there was one vote for one state. This time also the Louis XVI was determining to do the same, but the members of third state demanded the voting should be conducted like each member would have one vote. And this was actually a democratic principle which was put forward by the Rousseau in his book The Social Contract. But the king rejected this proposal, and members of third state walked out of the assembly in protest. Now this representative of third state, they viewed themselves as spokesmen of the whole French nation. Now on 20th June, they all assembled in a hall of indoor tennis court which was in the Versailles, and they declared themselves as a national assembly. Also, they swore not to disperse till they had drafted a constitution for France, and that constitution would limit the power of the monarch. In this activity, they were led by the Mirabeau and Abbé Sieyès. Mirabeau was born in a noble family, but he was convinced of the need to do away with a society of feudal privilege. That means he was against the feudal privilege. He brought out a journal and delivered powerful speeches to the crowd who were assembled at the Versailles. Now this Abbé Sieyès, he was a priest, and he wrote influential pamphlets which was called What is the Third State? While that time the National Assembly was busy at the Versailles drafting a constitution. Now, because of a severe winter, there was a bad harvest. Again, the price of bread rose. Now, the bakers, they also exploited the situation. They hoarded the supplies. Now, after spending hours in long queues at the bakery, the crowd of angry women, they stormed into the shops. The king ordered to move into Paris, and on 14th July, the agitated crowd stormed and destroyed the Bastille. Now, in countryside, there was a rumor, and it was spreading village to village. The rumor was the lords of the manor had hired bands who were on their way to destroy the ripe crops. Now, this created a fear among the peasants. Now, they seized the hoes and pitchforks and attacked. They looted, hoarded the grain, and burned down documents which was containing the records of manorial dues. A large number of nobles fled away from their house. Many of them migrated to neighboring countries because of this violent situation. Now, because of such a violent revolt, the Louis XVI finally he was ready to recognize the National Assembly and accept the principle that his power would from now on the check by a constitution. That means constitution will put a check on his power. Now on night of 4th August 1789, the assembly passed decree abolishing the feudal system of obligations and taxes. Members of clergy were forced to give up their privileges as they were having the high privileges. Tithes were abolished and lands owned by the church were confiscated. As a result, the government acquired assets worth at least 2 billion livres. Now this National Assembly completed the draft of the constitution in 1791, and its main object was to limit the power of monarch. These powers, instead of being concentrated in hand of one person, were now separated and assigned to different institutions, because if it would remain in one hand, again the violation will be there. So it was separated. The power was separated among three different institutions, that was legislature, executive and judiciary. Now this made France a constitutional monarchy. That means it was monarchy, but a constitution was there, and that constitution was putting a check on the power of monarch. Now, the Constitution of 1791 vested the power to make laws in the National Assembly. That means National Assembly was now the body which will make the laws. It was indirectly elected. It will not be directly elected by the people. It will be indirectly elected by the people. Now, citizens voted for a group of electors. They will choose the assembly. All citizens were not having the right to vote. Only men above 25 years of age who paid taxes equal to at least 3 days of a labor's wage were given the status of active citizen, and they were eligible to vote. Now the remaining men and all women were classed as passive citizen, and to qualify an elector and then as a member of the assembly, a man had to belong to the highest bracket of taxpayers. They can only qualify as an elector. Here you can see the picture, active citizens who were about 4 million of the population of 28 million. In 28 million of population, 4 million people were there who were paying the tax of the 3 days of the wage of a labor. Passive citizen were not having any right to vote, and they were about 3 million men and women, children and youth who were below 25. Now this active citizen, they will vote for the electors. Electors will be 50,000 men. So active citizen will vote for the electors. Electors will vote for the 745 members who will go in the National Assembly, and they will form the legislature. In executive body, the king and ministers were there, but the National Assembly was having a control over king and over minister, as they were the body who used to pass the laws. So they can make the laws and they can restrict the power of executive. Now also judiciary was there. Now judge was also elected by the active citizens. So this was the political system under the Constitution of 1791. Now this was the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen. This was painted by the artist Lee Barbier in 1790. The figure on the right represents France, and the figure on the left symbolizes the law. The Constitution began with a Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens. As we have in our Constitution, we have preamble like that. It was having a declaration. Now rights such as right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law were established as natural and inalienable rights. That is, they belong to each human being by birth and could not be taken away. It was the duty of the state to protect each citizen's natural rights. Like we are having our fundamental rights, they were having their natural rights. Now the Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen, in that men are born and remain free and equal in rights. The aim of every political association is preserved of the natural and inalienable rights of men. These are liberty, property, security and resistance to oppression. So these were some of the natural rights which were for everyone. The source of all sovereignty resides in the nation. No group or individual may exercise authority that does not come from the people. Liberty consists of the power to do whatever is not injurious to others. That liberty does not mean do whatever you want to do. It was, if it is not injurious to others, that is your liberty. The law has the right to forbid only actions that are injurious to society. Law is the expression of the general will. All citizens have the right to participate in its formation, personally or through their representatives. All citizens are equal before law. No man may be accused, arrested or detained except in cases determined by the law. Every citizen may speak, write and print freely. He must take responsibility for the abuse of such liberty in cases determined by the law. For the maintenance of the public force and for the expenses of administration, a common tax is indispensable. It must be assessed equally on all citizens in proportion to their means. Earlier, the tax was kept with only third state, but now it was for everyone, an equal tax. Now, since property is a sacred and inviolable right, no one may be deprived of it unless a legally established public necessity requires. In that case, a just compensation must be given in advance. Now we have reading political symbols. During 18th century, majority of men and women were not able to read and write. So there were images and symbols which were frequently used in place of the words to communicate. Here you can see some of the political symbols. The broken chain. Chains were used to fetter slaves. A broken chain stands for the act of becoming free. Here you can see the bundle of rods or fasces. One rod can easily be broken, but not an entire bundle. Strength lies in unity. Strength lies in unity. Here you can see the eye within a triangle radiating light. The all-seeing eye stands for knowledge. The rays of sun will drive away the clouds of ignorance. Here you can see scepter, symbol of royal power. Snake beating its tail to form a ring, symbol of eternity. A ring has neither beginning nor end. Red Frisian cap. Cap worn by a slave upon becoming free. Blue, white, red. The national colors of France. The winged woman. Personification of the law. The law tablet. The law is same for all and all are equal before it. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Thank you.